Okay, and then so you say okay there, right? So okay, let's just walk through this again. So to this variable, this is the variable that showed up there in that binding section, where that value is bound, and this variable is being passed as an argument to this function. And in this function, see here where we are doing that extraction like data get response customer ID, right? And we are putting the customer ID. We are constructing this customer ID. So okay, let's see what happens when we run this. So here, see, now if I pick this option, replace entire node, right? So whatever node it is now defaultly pointing to, the result of the expression will be replaced for that entire node, okay? Uh, but if I want to replace the node contents, okay, then not that, let's say for the book element, if I pick this, it will replace even the book element, right? But if I pick this, it will not replace the book element, but the contents within it, all the child elements. Okay, so basing on whatever your query is written, yeah, however it is, see, our query is what will return? It will return a create, this create element. Yeah, that is what it will return. Okay, create element. In here body. Okay, let's run it. We will get an error, but that's fine. We will expand. We still need to give export expression here. Start. No, we don't have to. Oh, okay. Okay. So this will still run into a error, but we'll find out. We'll see. Okay. See here now you don't see a few options. Again, you have to go back to your OSB perspective servers and do a publish. Do a publish. Okay. Now it is published. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. I'm gonna put a breakpoint there. Let's go back here. Okay. So the idea is I'm gonna call the create method and not pass any customer ID, right? And this message needs to be enriched with the customer ID. So okay, let's execute this. Okay. Okay, see, it's rightly going to the diagram, and wherever the breakpoint hits, right, the execution stops, and then this you'll see this green arrow. Okay, you'll see this green arrow. Now, and there are like many good things about using the debugger. Okay, you can look at all the variable values, this and many other things. So, like I was saying, when we look at the body variable, see it has so PNV body, ns create, and customer ID. There is no value in customer ID, right? Now here we are doing a service call out, right? In this service call out we are doing a assign right now. Okay. Okay, see that initial service call out is done. Okay, I use the F6 button, which will take to the next point of execution. See there, and it would have created two variables: customer service request and customer service response, which we did. So request. Munir? Yeah. Can you explain what you're doing inside the assign actually? At that time I missed actually.
what you're doing inside the sign thing, sign statement.
Okay, well, I mean, the same that we do in Bipel, right? You do an invoke. When you do create a invoke, what it does, it creates two variables, right? Input output variable of message type, right? And then to that input, that message type variable, you assign the request message, right? Uh, so it's the same thing. So I'm doing a service call out here. So I'm calling out, some that customer service, which I have picked here. Okay. Now I need to prepare the request message. So in this assign action, um, so when configuring the service call out, you create two variables that customer service request, customer service response. Now in this request variable, I need to have the request message for calling that service. So in the assign, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
In this assign,
Just passing the load, right?
yeah, I'm passing the load to that, assigning the load to that variable. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Which I did. Since the call out is done, see, that was, let's see what's in the response. See, we got the entire response and last name, this and that, customer ID and all that, right? Okay,
Yeah.
and that's in the customer service response variable. Okay, going forward, now our execution is stuck at that point. Okay, let's go further. So you hit an F6 again. Now we are in the replace action. Since we necessarily can't go inside here, but I want you guys to look at, see, in replace what we are doing, see this variable, we are assigning that response that we received, get response. So the get response, and this variable is of the type, of element like get response, right? Uh, get response. But if we look at it, here the value of this variable, the variable of the type of this variable is like soap body. Okay, because that might cause issues. Whatever is the outer element is the type of the variable, right? So this out customer service response is of type soap body. But the variable that we are creating here is of type, that get response. So get response is actually here inside here. So when we are assigning that variable in that replace action, we it depends. Did we use any XPath here? Uh, Here, see, we directly are assigning the entire value of this variable to that variable, which is not right, right? So it may fail here. So I do an fail. What's going on? Okay. See, it failed because the types are not right. Okay. So let me close this. Close this. So here I have to go to the replace again. Properties. Uh, so instead of assigning that entire thing, what I can do is like define. Uh, we I need to, so essentially I'm just trying to get to this directly get response, right? But we don't have a namespace defined. So customer service, we will create a namespace later. Okay, get response, right? So this variable will be bound with the get response element that we received from the response. Okay, um, and so we also need to create a namespace like this, customer serve. So we will go here, add a namespace, serve, and we can go back here, which is of this time.